Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the Torah, Shaz, Yasha, Allah, giving the chorus, all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Mashak, Wabalak, YAHAWASHI. That is all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahawah, in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. This brother Yasha Ali coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All right, so get straight into this. It's going into essentially Genesis 24th chapter. Now, when you read Genesis 24th chapter, you can read it on your own, but I'll just give a quick synopsis. Essentially, this is when Abraham was old, right? I'll tell you that in verse 1, right? Let's read that. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. So the Lord literally blessed Abraham in all things, okay? Blessed him in wisdom and knowledge and understanding, blessed him with children, blessed him with a great possession of cattle, a great possession of land, and all this other stuff. Now imagine that's you. Imagine if you were in Abraham's shoes, man. The Lord blessing you in all things. It says all things, right? So guess what? The Lord, He can do that. But essentially, what Abraham did was in the chapter, he had a servant, right? One of his head servants, and essentially made him swear that he would basically have his son Isaac, or Abraham's son Isaac, to marry a woman, right? Of not of the other nations, but within the nation, right? Within the nation, within the next of kin, or not the next of kin, but within the family, essentially. And Isaac and Abraham, he did not want, right, his son Isaac to marry a Canaanite. He said, right, let's read verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go into my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. So he made him swear by Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, that Isaac will not have a Canaanite woman. That's how serious he was about the law, man. Right? And that's why the Lord gave him a shout out as well. So that, Abraham kept my laws and my commandments, right? And my statutes, The Lord, He gave, that's why Abraham is called the friend of God, man. Because that's how stiffly he stood for the name of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and for the commandments, right? And yes, the commandments were here before Deuteronomy. They were here before Exodus. All right? They literally. Or else, why would Abraham say, I don't want Isaac to marry a Canaanite woman? Why would he say that? Why would it matter? Right? Because, look, when you go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 1 on down, it will even tell you that is a literal law that we cannot marry Canaanites. All right? So the law was here before even Moses that established it. But the thing is, with Moses, he established the law by a stone. Before Moses, it was verbal. And so what Moses did, he established it with by stone, and there are actually some other commandments actually kind of added into there as well. Like, for example, fringes. Abraham didn't have fringes on, surprisingly, right? Fringes was incorporated and introduced to the Israelite nation in Numbers chapter 15. All right? Pecan. So let's go to Genesis chapter 24. I'm skid down. You can read this chapter on your own. Go ahead, read Genesis. All right? But Genesis chapter 24, verse 12. And he said, O Yahawah, God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. So you want the Lord to show you, to send you good speed this day, right? You want the Lord, you want to pray the Lord sends you good speed. And what is good speed? Just basically, how people say in the world, good luck, good fortune, that's what people say in the world. But we say good speed, just like how the servant Abraham said. And let's look at this footnote. I want to see what it says. Right, so yeah, essentially it says, give me success. You want the Lord to give you success, all right? And we want the Lord to pray, or we want to pray unto the Lord that He gives us good success. Because remember, it's not of our own admission. It's not of our own accord. Just because, we have to remember, just because you got the A+ on that test, that's not because you so smart, right? That's because of the Lord right there. Who allowed you to gain that knowledge and wisdom, right? Who gave you that ability? It's not just of your own self. Stop thinking that, man. Right? Stop thinking that everything is carnal, right? Oh yeah, I'm such a good driver, right? I'm such a good driver. Yeah, I know, because I've been practicing. Yeah, maybe that's it on the physical level, but guess what? It's also on the spiritual level as well, because guess what? The Most High, He allowed you to do that, right? So that's why this servant of Abraham, which is a wise servant, he's praying to the Lord, right? He says, I pray thee, send me good speed this day. Send me good success, right? And by you doing that, you are acknowledging and humbling down onto the will and the ordination and the power and omniscience and omnipotence of the Most High God. By asking the Lord to give you good success, you realize that it's not of your own self, right? And that is actually of the Lord. So that's why that's wise. And so let's skip down, right? This is the book, or Slock, yeah, same book. Same chapter, right? Verse 25. She said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Lord. And he said, blessed be Yahawah, God of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brother. And when you read this chapter, the Lord did do that, right? The Lord, He did that. He literally sent Rebecca, right, to meet this servant of Abraham. And she didn't even know what was going on. She didn't even know that she was meeting the master or the servant of Abraham. She didn't even know that. She just came at that right time. And so that's why we see that going on all the time in our lives, man, right? The Lord, when He opens our eyes and gives us the eye salve and allows us to see things on a spiritual level, we now realize that, damn, that happened because of this, right? And everything that happens in your life, it's just literally because the Lord wanted it that way. And it's all leading up to something, right? It's all leading up to one thing, man. Every single thing. To the time in which you leave your house in the morning, to the time when you get back, to the time when you go to work, to the time when you clock out, to the time when you go to your damn school, to the time when you're that day when you're late to class, all things work together. And that's Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. Right? I'm gonna read that real quick, right? Because that's just going into the predestination thereof. All right. And that's why it's beautiful. But it says what? And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. So for those that love the Most High and essentially the elect, everything that happens to the elect is for their good and for their benefit, right? Let me see if I can get this precept in the book of Genesis. All right. Let me see. This book of Genesis, right? It's also a very good precept, right? It is also a very good precept, right? All right, Salakia. Right, okay. I might have to look it up. It's a very good precept. Essentially, when Joseph was talking, right, to his brethren, all right, to his brethren, it says, right, it's lucky, Genesis, all right, yeah, I would have to look at it again, but, yeah, I'll have to look at it again, but, yeah, it is a good precept in Genesis, but, yeah, let's go back to Genesis where we were at, Genesis 24, right? Actually, I'm going to go to Tobit, right? Let's go to Tobit real quick. So, let's go to Tobit, chapter 4, right? This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, and verse number 19. It says, "Bless the Lord thy God always, and desire of him that thy ways may be directed." So you want to desire the Lord. You want the Lord, right, to guide you in the way that you should go, right? It says that thy ways may be directed. Because remember, it's up to the Lord whether or not you get that thing. It's up to the Lord whether or not you get the kingdom of heaven, right? It's all the Most High directing you in the right path, right? And that all thy paths and counsels may prosper. For every nation have not counsel, but the Lord himself giveth all good things, and he humbleth whom he will as he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments, not to let them be put out of thy mind. You see that? So you want the Lord, pray to the Lord that, that your counsel and that your paths may prosper, man. And if it's according to his will, then it shall be done. Right? Then it shall be done. All right, so, but yeah, this is just a quick video. I'm going to try to look for that precept one more time in the book of Genesis. Right, let's see, right? Let's go to the book of Genesis. Right? Okay, I believe this is it. Right? All right. All praise to the Most High. So let's go to Genesis chapter 50 and verse 17. "So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren, and their sin." So if you haven't read Genesis, go ahead and read Genesis. Essentially, what happened was the brothers of Joseph, who are the sons of Israel, or the sons of Jacob. Basically, what they did was they conspired against Joseph and sold him to the Ishmaelites. So they kind of faked his death and sold him to the Ishmaelites to go into captivity, right? Now, that's trespass. You can't do that, man, right? And Judah was the one that suggested it. In fact, they wanted to actually kill him first. Reuben didn't. But, in fact, they wanted to kill him first, but they were like, nah, we can't kill him because he's our brother. And the reason why they hated him was because when you go to Genesis real quick, you go to Genesis, where's this at? Is it 34, right? So you go to Genesis, 37 to verse 2, it says, all praises, "There are the generations, these are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah." Bilhah and Zilpah are the two handmaids of Jacob, his father's wives. "And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report." So Joseph was complaining unto his father that his brothers, right? Essentially, his brothers were getting on him. We're not getting on him, but basically just ridiculing him and hating him for no reason, right? Verse 3. "Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors." Now, Jacob, he loved Rachel, right? When you read Genesis, he loved Rachel. And Rachel only had two kids, though. Rachel only had Joseph and Benjamin. And the Lord, and Jacob, he really delights in those children, in the sons of Rachel, because Rachel, in fact, was his favorite wife. We all know that, right? Verse 4. "And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him." So they hated Joseph because they were envious at him. Because, and that's Jake, man. That is Jake, right? He gets jealous. He gets envious, right? And that's when a lot of bad stuff starts happening. When our eyes start getting jealous, our eyes start getting envious, we can't give heed to those spirits, man. All that is just Satan, right? That envy, that wantonness, that covetousness, that's, and when you read Genesis, all it led to was just evil, man. But it was all the will of the Most High, nevertheless. Them selling their own brother into slavery, that was of the Most High, right? All of it was of the Most High. I'm about to read that. Genesis 15, verse 17. "So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren and their sin, for they did unto thee evil. And now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the Most High of thy father. And Joseph went when they spake unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of the Most High. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. So that's the will of the Most High God, the will of the Most High God right there. You might think that somebody is treating you evil, right, and that the Lord hates you, right? You don't know why this is happening to you. You getting sick, right? You damn crashed your car. You got fired at your job, and all this evil is happening onto you. You thinking that basically all hell's breaking loose on the physical level, right? You're catching hell. You know, you don't know why it's happening to you, right? You don't know why your brothers hate you, you know? But guess what? At the end of the day, sometimes we got to be patient and let it roll, right? And let the scene roll, because it says, Joseph said, But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good. Meaning it turned out to be good, though, at the end of the day, right? So that's all the will of the Lord right there. That's why you want the Lord to direct your paths in righteousness, because he controls the narrative, all right? So with that, all praise to Yahawah. BAHASHAM. Lord willing, this is edifying. The water for tuning in. Always appreciate it. Kwame Yasha Allah. Shalom.